Everyone needs their own cheerleader, that girlfriend or family member who always has your back, ready to offer support in any situation. My next guest wants to inspire you to be that person, to lift other women and work together to solve whatever challenges come our way. Author and Back to Basics founder Connie Sokol joins me, and I mean this from the most sincere place in my heart. This is you. This is you.
Sweet thing.
It's always been you. You've always been able to look at other women, see the good in them, and pick up your pom-poms and cheer them along the way. So I'm excited to learn from you on this topic.
Thank you.
Why do we need that female support now more than ever, Connie?
Because women are going through so many challenges, and it used to be back in the day, you know, really one big challenge comes kind of at a time, but now women are doing 3 and 4 devastating challenges, and they are trying to pull it along and keep it together. So there's so much more pressure, and it's moving so much faster that to me it's purposeful, because now we have to let down the whole facade of I got this, and be able to say, you know, I do have this with help.
With help.
With help.
And you are quick to say, and I love this, that when women link arms, that force is almost indescribable.
It is incredible. When good women come together, miracles happen. And I've seen that. There was a group in our neighborhood that they put together a prayer list. They put down people's names, and all they've been doing is praying for these women, miracles. They're seeing miracles. That's a group of 30, 40 women praying for people. You can imagine, you just magnified 100, 2,500 people, women coming together. Incredible.
Let's focus in on some of these life tools, as you call them, lift tools that we can all use. First, you say, and that story kind of demonstrates this, we can exercise our faith one for another.
Yes. You know what I find so often is that women of faith, we do the same kind of things. We use the same kind of principles. They just might look differently. So women may pray on a rug or in a cathedral, or maybe they'll look up above, or they'll bow their heads, but it's the same principle. So sometimes there's this fear I find with women of different belief systems, that they're afraid if they accept another woman that they're accepting their belief system, instead of just stepping back and saying, we just love others and do good. And we can be trusting in the things that we know to be true, and then share. Say, well, how do you do that? Well, how do you do your challenges with your faith? What does that look like? As we learn from one another, it is the most beautiful thing. We let down those barriers, that guard, that comparison, and we melt and we nurture, and it's wonderful. I had lunch the other day, well, it's a few weeks ago. There's a neighbor, there are 2 neighbors that are from Mexico, and so we had lunch, carved out an hour and a half. You know how that is. And we're just laughing over something homemade that she'd made, and it was yummy. I was learning about the culture and blah, blah, blah. We got done. It was very simple, but so fun. And this one woman looked at me, oh my gosh, and she just said, thank you. Thank you for accepting me for who I am. And my heart was so full, because I thought, well, of course I accept you for who you are. You know, we're just having lunch, but she felt so nurtured and so accepted. Oh, what we can do when we share our faith without that fear. It's beautiful.
I love that. I love that. You also want us to strengthen family.
Yes, and finding specific ways that help shore up our families. When I have talked to so many different kinds of women across the board, socioeconomic, ethnicity, it's different situations of marital status, whatever, all of them say they just need that help. They need the help to shore up their families. We can always come together on how to strengthen families. So we want to offer specific tools in how to do that. And as we share with one another, we get ideas that we never would have considered with our own little consistent bubble circle. So, for example, I love the idea of, we talked the other day about some ideas of predictable positive patterns, meaning in your family life, what does that look like that there's predictability for your kids, which is huge for all the change that they go through so rapidly. What are those predictable positive patterns? So for someone, it's called family home evening. For someone else, it's Saturday morning breakfast. It's these predictable patterns. And so we can come together and share those things that work for one another, even if they're called a different name.
As you're talking, I'm thinking of a quote from a leader of my faith, President Henry B. Eyring. He once said that as women of God, we have more in common than we do, you know, differences. There's
exactly.
More, and that's what I'm thinking as you describe this. As we come together and we truly kind of peel back the layers and look at each other heart to heart, there is so many more similarities than there are differences.
Absolutely. And we feel buoyed. We feel backed up. We feel like, okay, wow, I've got this.
You want us to step out of your bubble, and you've been kind of tapping into this principle throughout this conversation, but just be brave and reach out.
Reach out, look to the needs in your community. That's actually the genesis of this conference, You Got This Interfaith Women's Conference. Talking with the gal who's done conferences before, Wendy Bonner, channel, and we said, wouldn't it be great if there was an interfaith conference? All women of all faiths, what would happen if they all came together? Within 2 weeks, we had a conference unintentionally all put together. The lineup is incredible. We have Paige Holland, we have Lieutenant Governor Cox and his wife Abby, we have you hosting Christina Kuzmic, Truth Bomb Mom.
Hello, that's a huge
600 million views. I mean, if you would have told me 3 months ago, we had all these people, Deborah Bonner, Unity Choir, I mean, Clint Pulver. We have these amazing people for the entire day, Jeanette Bennett, all of them coming together, authentic, real, genuine, sharing hope, tools, and connection, all for us to be able to move forward.
It's going to be a great event. I'm honored to be involved. I was honored the invitation. How can we get tickets?
YouGotThisWomen.com. So it's EN, YouGotThisWomen.com. It's got all the scoops there. And this is the last week for $39 tickets. After that, it goes up.
Okay.
And put my name, Connie, for an added 10% off just for KSL people.
We'll put all of that information for you on the website. You're doing good things, my friend. Thank you so much.